Hey guys, it's Pat Largo with Pat Largo's Comedians Uncorked from Pasco County, Florida. And really pleased to have this next guy on with me, a buddy of mine. I got the pleasure to open for him a lot here in Florida. You've seen him on Conan O'Brien. You've seen him on Grey's Anatomy, the Netflix series Cooking on High. From his place in L.A., Chris Cope. Thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, kid, anything to see my buddy.
Dude, this is great. I appreciate it. You got the look of a quarantined rabid animal. I love it. You look.
Bro, this mustache is elite. Don't you laugh at me.
I'm not.
No, it's fine. This mustache is at least a month old. Everything else is a week or so, but the
Really?
mustache is.
It's
Bro,
like
I can't grow fit.
It's like
I'll tell you what.
a second puberty.
Well, if someone was like, hey, you're 36, would you rather have a full head of hair, but the facial hair of a 14-year-old? I took it. I took that deal. I didn't realize I took that deal in the womb, but I'd rather have a full head of hair and the facial hair of someone who's got late stage, some sort of disease. You know?
Look,
My facial hair looks like if they found my body a month later.
I'm with you. Look.
Ooh.
So
yeah, you see, I'll take this deal.
Yeah.
I
mean, my beard.
They just love to drag the hands through it.
It's thick. It's like a mane. And what sucks is I've always had a good mustache and full-on beard, right? But in the last 3 years, it turned full-on white. So when I grow it, now people think I'm dyeing my actual brown hair on my head. So I have to shave.
Well, especially when you dye your face, it is way more obvious than when you dye your hair, your scalp. I don't know why, because I've seen guys that like get their hair dyed. You don't know it. You cannot tell. But the moment that dude puts a little bit of just for men in that beard, I'm like, bro, are you an arch villain? Who are you trying to fool?
Yeah. They look like a 75-year-old country music artist who's doing like bar gigs who wants to hang on to every shred of his youth.
Let it go. Let it go, Kenny.
Oh, my God. Well, first off, obviously, you're in your place in L.A., and people who don't know, Chris is from here, from Florida. How long have you been in L.A.?
I think September will be 8 years.
Already?
Bro.
Wow.
Bro, yeah.
That's awesome.
I love living here. I think ultimately, if success smiles on me enough, I'd like to have just a house here and a house in Florida.
That would be dope, man. I'm rooting for you. One of my favorite guys. I'm not just saying that because we're doing quarantine videoing here. I mean, you're just one of my favorite guys to work with and open for. LA's treating you good. You're working. You're touring around the country. What else?
Right now, but yeah.
And how is the California and the governor dealing with COVID? In other words, how many people has Governor Newsom killed?
You know what, man? Everyone made a big deal out of how strict it is. I mean, I've done my best because I've got a heart thing. I'm trying my very best to stay home.
Yeah.
You know, the occasional go for drive-through, the occasional go for a drive.
Yeah,
does a lot for stir craziness. Just getting out of your house, getting in your car, putting on music for it, and just driving up and down the Pacific Coast Highway. I mean, I'm very fortunate. I have one of the best 45-minute, you could make, it's an hour and a half round trip, and it's picturesque beach.
Yeah.
For, all of it. So that helps. I've also just been writing a bunch, trying to learn Spanish.
Really?
Yeah, well, because in high school, we had one of our coaches taught our Spanish class.
Yeah.
And we watched Mulan and Scarface. Pretty much healthy rotation. Have to be in. You want to play rough?
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
saying the internet connection's unstable.
Yeah.
We're good still?
Chris, you okay? Is it an earthquake out there?
Shit. Dude, you know what? Hurricanes are way more terrifying than hurricanes are way more terrifying than earthquakes. I got woken up. The first earthquake I felt was 5-6 years ago, maybe 7. And it woke me up out of sleep. And my room was shaking a little bit, and I go, that's an earthquake. And I went back to bed. Because I was like, I'm in no danger. I'm in no danger.
Yeah.
This is just, the ground's just shaking. The ground just, it's a belch.
That's fun. And here in Florida, they give you a 7-day notice, and people still stay home and die.
Well, and you know what? And that's, you know what sucks is people in Florida have just gotten used to going, okay, here's your 7-day forecast, and by the time we get down to the 2-day forecast, the thing's going in a complete opposite direction.
Yeah.
You know, instead of, it's going to land in Jacksonville, it ends up landing in Melbourne, West Palm. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you're like, well, that thing's 200 miles away from me. I'm not leaving my house. Like, and then the day before it goes, aha, psych, bitch, I'm coming through Jacksonville.
Right.
Like, and then people get stuck. That's the Florida gamble.
You're right. And that's the only thing, really. You get the occasional tornado here. I love Florida. What I really love about Florida now is our gunslinging governor, DeSantis. He's just throwing all caution to the wind now. He's like, open the beaches up. Yeah, you could social distance a little bit. You know, hey, do it good. Open up. The only thing he's not opening up is the strip clubs. We're known for strip clubs. That's the only thing he's not opening. I don't get it. Oh, God.
I think
there he is. Okay. Chris, 1 2, check 1 2. Can you hear me?
Yeah. No, I mean,
okay.
I'll say this: it was either the right move or the shit's gonna go nuts. You know what I mean? That whole second wave. Either way, I'm working and I'm going back to work. So.
No, I agree. And you said you're doing a lot of writing, which is the smart thing to do. Like how much did you put in? Like, do you do a daily thing, or give it like, you take a couple of days break, or just whenever it hits you, you sit down and go for it?
With stand up, it's 100% kind of as the idea hits, I flush it out. And then right now I'm just putting all that stuff in a pile until I can perform it and make it actually good. And the rest has been screenwriting, man. I've been busting my butt writing. I finished my first screenplay.
Oh, congratulations.
Took me forever. And then I started a second one. So it's just like, I can either sit on my ass and watch TV and play video games all day, or I can at least be productive for a few hours every day.
Yeah, and get ready. So when things green light, you're out of the gate. Now, when you say screenplay, that sounds very intimidating. First off, like, when do you get an idea, and then give us a quick process, like from like you sit down and you just start going?
Well, no. I mean, I have a buddy of mine who's written screenplays before, and he kind of held my hand through how to work out plot outlines, scene breakdowns, character breakdowns, kind of all the nuts and bolts of the script. Gotcha. Figuring out which way you want to go, like kind of mapping it all out, like literally on a piece of paper and notepads and seeing stuff, and just go, okay, this is the movie. And then, okay, now that I have this idea, it's kind of formed in my head a little bit. Then you got to put it on paper and start writing it, and, figuring out the characters and all that stuff. And this is a big undertaking for me that I'm happy I did, because I learned a lot while doing it, and I'm still learning. It's my first draft. We're gonna edit it, add more, and just keep on till there's no deadline. I'm just gonna keep polishing this turd.
Right. No, just keep it just to the best it can be. Well, that's awesome. I have a couple of friends who are doing that here in Tampa. One guy, Maurice Jovan, has his movie WDED, Dead in the Morning. It's like a radio thing, but it involves zombies, and he wrote it, directed it. He's a brilliant man. But the stuff to watch you guys go through it, it's just, I think writing a couple of dick jokes, I'm like, wow, I did something good. I can't imagine the process. I mean, literally the creative process. And like you said, the protocol, it's insane.
I will say this, the second screenplay that I'm writing, it's a family comedy.
Really?
It's a family Christmas comedy, actually. Yeah. During the quarantine, or no, just before. I'm sorry, just before. Like 4 days, I shot a small budget family Christmas comedy. I played a character, and the director is a friend of mine. He always likes to put me into stuff. It's small, small budget, nothing big. And he goes, "You should write a spinoff." And I was like, "All right."
Wow.
I just started,
yeah,
coming up with it, following the same formula that I did the first time. The first screenplay is set at the end of the Civil War.
Okay.
So I had to look up like dialogue. I did a lot more research. This is more of my pocket, like comedy, obviously.
Yeah.
And with a family comedy, it's like, okay, I know I can avoid a lot of people think it's harder to write clean. I think when you're writing a family comedy, it's just going to be gags. It's, the comedy's going to be simpler. It doesn't mean it can't be still good. I'm not relying on dirty tropes. It's just like, okay, it's a family comedy. I know XYZ here.
And I think when people say clean or think clean, either stand-up comedy or something like this, they think it has to be like kind of cheesy, that dad humor stuff. But it doesn't.
No, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with cheesy though.
Right.
People like one. People like cheesy, and two, if you're making a family comedy, it's gonna be cheesy. I would say a joke that would make the whole family laugh has to hit 5 different, demographics of human.
Yeah.
Brother, sister, mother, father. You know what I mean? Like you've got people of different ages, and so it's got to be broad enough to kind of hit that mark on everybody.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you still can't make it funny.
No, and that therein lies the talent and everything like that. So that's awesome. When you said like a Christmas family kind of funny movie, that threw me I had that look on my face like, Chris Cope? So that's exciting, man.
Yeah, I mean, he asked me to do. My buddy, the director, asked me to do it, and I was like, all right, challenge accepted.
That's awesome.
I'm 35 pages in.
How many pages?
35.
Okay. Now, it's
gonna get to 90.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, is there like a ballpark that you want a goal for? So 90.
My goal would be like to write 95, edit it down to 80, add 5 to 7 more, and call it a day.
Wow.
Most comedies, I think, should lie between 80 and 90 minutes.
Okay. Dang, that would be nice. That's just great to hear.
3 acts, boom, boom, boom. Set it up, figure it out, resolve it.
Boom. And be like a Hallmark Channel type thing.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Legitimately, it might not even make Hallmark. It might be a little lower.
I mean, whatever. I want to get that chick that got arrested there just now. That what's her name? With her and her daughters, and they said she was on the water skiing team or some shit. That McLaughlin chick. She's on like every Hallmark movie.
Oh yeah. I mean, the thing is though, dude, they shoot those in like 12 days, 15 days.
Yeah, it's like almost like 3 porn movies.
Like I wonder how many takes they get. Like,
yeah,
because I know the movie that I shot because we were behind schedule. We did my 4 scenes. They did 11 scenes in one day.
Wow,
that's a lot.
Dude,
that's a lot. I mean, I've been on set where it's taken all day to get 2 scenes, 1 scene.
Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, like sometimes even a couple of days and go back and reshoot all day 1 scene. You're exactly
11.
right.
Like, to give you an idea how low budget, I mean, like, it had a budget, but it was still, an independent film, but it was like, we have to knock this out. So,
wow.
I mean, before the thing, I got several emails from him like, hey, you have to come prepared.
Yeah.
Not like I've ever not come prepared, but like, hey, we're sending this out to everyone. Know your lines, be off book. No one's getting 5 takes.
Right. Dang.
Yeah.
That's
so just do it.
That's it. That's the way you do it. That's awesome. I like to, and that's what I like to hear, man. Now, when it comes to stand up, give me a quick synopsis of with clubs the way they are now. We have a couple kind of reopening now, 50% capacity, 6 feet apart. People.
Dude, you know what?
Yeah.
My honest opinion, I actually like the half capacity because that means 100% of those people are paying for tickets.
Yeah, and basically sold out shows.
Sorry, hold on. Let me close out of Facebook. Well, I mean, where'd you go? Where are you at?
There I am.
There you are. Okay, I never lied. I just couldn't figure out. So, think how many shows you've done where half the room is papered.
Right.
And papered crowds are,
Exactly.
So if the crowd's half full, but they're spaced out, but they've all paid, I've said this 100 times. I'd rather take 50 engaged people than 100 and half of them be kind of not. When you pay for something, you're in it.
Right. You've shown commitment.
Well, you've shown commitment, and you've also a willingness to be a part of it. And you've also raised expectation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I like that. That puts a lot of pressure on the performer, and it puts the pressure on the audience to be there, to be present.
I agree. No, I agree 100%.
You give me something for free, I'd walk in, sit down, whatever, it's free.
Right.
I don't care if a steak's overcooked if it was free.
Yeah, that's true. And then what's going to happen is you'll still get drunk and heckle the chef just like they'll heckle us.
Well, no, the thing is, you know what? You'll heckle people that paper. You get heckled even more because they have no respect for the room.
Correct. Right.
It was free. It's a free show. This is shit.
Man. Now, real quick, do you recall the last time you worked on the road, like the last show you did before all this went down?
Funny enough, that thing I told you about off camera.
Uh-huh. Oh.
That was the last thing. That was the last time I performed.
Gotcha.
So think about that. Think about that for a split second, though.
Yeah. Wow. Because that was
the last time I performed for anybody was that.
Okay. Wow. And
on my birthday.
Yes. Dang it. And mine was
because literally, because I did that on March 5th.
Okay.
And the next week we went into quarantine. It was like this 15th.
Yeah.
16th.
Yeah.
They shut everything down in California. They're like, all right, go home, stay home. So yeah, funny enough, that's the last time I've done stand-up was that.
Damn, man. And mine was the next day.
I didn't realize that. That kind of hit me in the head a little bit. That kind of blew my mind.
No, I know. Mine was March 6th in Lakeland, and then the next day it was iffy. I remember when they closed the bars down, it was St. Patty's Day. I went downtown to grab some food and grab a drink real quick at a bar, and I said, man, these guys cleared out real quick. I got the place to myself. He goes, well, if you're in here for a beer, we're done. We close at 5. Cops were already. I'm like, oh, that's right. I saw on the news. And since March 17th, the bars have been closed, and it's just been chaos. Like you said, it's been over 2 months since.
Bro, the best thing about LA, I love. I go for the drives, and because there's so less cars on the road, pollute.
Yes.
Hold on 1 second. What's up? No, I'm doing something.
I love your mom.
It's my roommate. Shut up. My mother is in Florida. No, I would do drives, and you could see clear across town.
I bet. That's nice.
The pollution was so nice that it's gotten so nice. Like, you literally, the views, I was when we were driving going, is that downtown? I can see all the way downtown from here. Like, normally you couldn't because, the pollution kind of blocks it, but, now that the air is so clear.
Isn't that something? I know that they showed pictures of LA. They even showed pictures, I think, of China with the view being better, the smog and everything clearing out. I mean
honestly, I think a lot of places in LA are going to have people let them work remotely.
Yes.
Because I'm like, if we can do 2 months of the year at home and productivity doesn't change, if you think, they say productivity increases. If you're from home, why, I think it's advantageous, right? If you're doing the work and you're at your home, I'm saving gas money. I'm saving wear and tear on my car.
Yep.
I'm saving 2 hours a day typically of the average commute.
Correct.
So that means I could get up instead of getting up at 6:30 and leaving my house by 7 to be in the car for an hour. I could literally get up at 6:30 and have a jump and start my day and be done by 3 o'clock instead of 6. I think it just gives people way more time, and I think when they have that extra time, they're gonna knock stuff out. And then once they get it done, I'm done. I don't have to sit around at my desk and look busy.
That's it. That's exactly it. And
it's about the task at hand.
Yep, we're moving along. Along with, I
think that gives the worker more power, but then that's not always what the system wants.
Well, I mean, once they really squeeze out the middle class, when the upper echelons is using the rest of us as slaves, I think it's all going to be the end. But listen, that's just me, Chris. Don't listen to me. I think I see it happening though. But all right, real quick. This is a quick curveball. Favorite so far quarantine food that you've been digging?
Bro, I've been baking. I've been cooking.
Really?
Favorite dish that I've made, shrimp scampi.
Oh.
And I make it delicious. I did it for the first time and was like, this is a lot more simpler than I thought it was. And then I've also baked 3-pound cakes.
You bake 3-pound cakes?
I have roommates, so they've helped.
Dude.
Well, yeah, I'm making. Today, I'm making scallop, potatoes au gratin, and ribs.
And ribs?
For my roommates.
Oh, man, because the last time you were in town a few months ago and we were working snappers together, we were having breakfast, and you mentioned your slow cooker you got. And I said, I got a slow cooker. I just haven't cooked anything yet. And you mentioned some of your recipes.
I've been making pulled pork. I got a pork shoulder on sale that was like the size of my head.
Oh.
And I mean, we all ate pulled pork for like 4 days. It was ridiculous. It was so much. God. If you're a mom, I wish my mom didn't use a slow cooker growing up. I don't know why.
Yeah.
She would have gotten so much more mileage out of the food she made.
That's fantastic. I'm doing it this weekend. I already got it because I'm just going to go to the store later on today because we've been talking about it. And after some of the secret ingredients you said you used for some of yours in the slow cooker, it blew my mind. And then
season, if you're going to do pork shoulder, season it the night before. Stick in the fridge.
Okay.
Like I took my pork shoulder it was covered in seasoning, wrapped in cellophane, and then stuck in the fridge.
Wow.
For the night before. And then the next morning, woke up, poured my soda, my onions, dropped it, and then splashed. I put the shoulder in first, and then soda. And then, man, you let it cook I rotated it at 4 hours, cooked for 8, and I mean, it pulled apart. Oh, I also cut a lot of fat off beforehand.
Okay. Dude,
you only need so much. It's pork. It's going to have plenty.
It's going to be it's fantastic. Now, let me ask you this. Why pound cakes?
My roommate really likes them.
Okay.
And I never made one, and I ate them growing up as a kid. My nana always had them. And, I think that was a good first step into baking. I'm going to make a French silk pie over the weekend.
Are you really?
As far as I can tell, I can do it. I watched several recipes, and I'm like, I can do this.
If you do this, are you posting anything on your Facebook page or anything?
Dude, I'll say this. When you make stuff like that, like all the food I'm making is kind of comforting and unhealthy. I've been a bit reluctant to post it because people are just like, you don't need to be eating that. I just want to invite that kind of bull.
Well, yeah, you know what I say to them? I say fuck them.
I tell you what. I will take a picture of my scalloped potatoes because I'm doing my own version.
Okay. All right. Do that. Hey, if you don't,
I'll send that to you.
Or I was gonna say, text whatever you want. Text me. Yeah, the pound cake. I mean, whatever. The pot roast. The whatever you do. And I that's good though. You're thinking out. Well, but people they're gonna food shame you. Those idiots.
Yeah, because I'm not eating the whole pound cake. I've shared with literally my girlfriend, my roommates. Like I got 2 pieces of every pound cake. That's about
And like a good chef, you're giving the bulk of the food to someone else.
Yeah, man. The one thing, the biggest joy that I get from cooking is seeing the look in someone else's face, truly appreciate what you made. I created this. I did the job of creating this, and when people eat it, and I see their face light up, I'm like, this is enough. I really enjoy this.
It's just like the look I get when I tell a girl we don't have to have sex.
Oh, really?
Just the look she has that just, oh my God. Listen. Chris Cope, I know you're busy. I know you got another thing coming up in a few minutes, so I'm going to wrap this up with you. First off, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love you like a brother.
Love you too, brother.
Do me a quick thing. Plug your stuff. I know there's no tours right now, but let people know where to reach you.
Actually, that's not true. That's not true.
Tell me about
June 11th, 12th, and 13th, I'll be in Fort Myers.
At the Laugh-In.
Yeah.
Good, because I was supposed to be there 2 weeks ago, and Jamie had to, say, hey, man. And I'm like, yeah, I totally understand. So they're going to rebook me. But the place I hear is fantastic. Him and the boys started banging and painting. And
Jamie loves doing that shit. He's handy as hell.
He is. I mean, former Navy guy. He knows what he's doing. So, well, break a leg there. If I get bored, I'll drive down to Fort Myers and see you.
Okay.
But other than that, so Fort Myers, but people can get you where? Website, social media?
Everything is Chris Cope Comedy. Website's www.chriscopecomedy.com. Twitter is @ChrisCope. IG is @ChrisCope.
That, and of course, I can also get you on Facebook or something like that, probably. So,
yeah, my fan page.
Cool. I love it. Well, Chris Cope, man, hey, man, seriously, be safe out there. Say hi to your roommate for me and all that stuff. The best of luck with the screenplays and everything else you're doing. And hopefully I'll see you. You bet. Hopefully I'll see you in Fort Myers, brother.
Hopefully, yeah. Tell your mom I said,
You bet. We'll see you later.
Later, buddy.